Hello YouTube, in this tutorial we'll talk about basic mathematical operations including modulo, which is leftover from division. So we will deal, for simplicity reasons, with two numbers. So function, and let's say that operation will be like all of them, and we need to grab x and y, so two numbers, and then down there we will have document right. The first operation will be, let's say, division. So we are concatenating our custom string, custom kind of report, with actual mathematical operation of division, and after that we will have a little bit of break. Okay, so let's use this line as a structure for all other operations like multiplication. So let's change this symbol, and subtraction. Okay, and addition. So plus here, and there you go. Please note, these pluses here are for concatenation. Also, these pluses are for concatenation. And these things inside of normal brackets are actual mathematical operations. I can use only them here, but then you will not know about what kind of operations we are talking about. So we have custom report and actual mathematical operations. So let's run this thing, all of them, and numbers will be 6 and 3, and there you go. Here you will have all results at once. Very cool stuff if you are messing around with some mathematical research or something. So maybe Python is a little bit better here, but yeah, you can do this stuff in PHP, JavaScript, and so on. So this will yield 2. 6 divided by 3, 2. 6 plus 3 here will yield 9, and so on and so on. We don't need to explain this, basic mathematical stuff, you know this. But there is yet another thing which is very interesting here, and that's leftover from division. So how to get there? Well, we need to use another symbol, which is percent symbol here. So let's copy paste this, and let's change this to mod, and this will become percent symbol. So this is just a symbol, okay? Don't think about this thing as actual percent. You must have something from keyboard to describe this operation, so they figure it out that percent symbol is probably, correct thing to do. Now let's change this to 10, let's say, and 3. That will be a nice thing. And division, result of division will be like 3.333 and so on, but modulo will be 1, leftover of actual division. Why? Check this out. 10, we will get there when we multiply 3 by 3, and they're whole numbers, okay, real numbers, big numbers. I mean, not big, but whole numbers. But you also here need to use that mod. And that mod in reality is 1, because 3 times 3, 9, plus 1, 10. Okay? So you can put this on a piece of paper, it's easier to understand. And I think that it's really simple example that you will grab, like a couple of seconds or something. So if you change this number to 15, then modulo will be 0, because 15 divided by 3 is 5, so 3 times 5 is 15. You don't need to add any kind of thing to 3 times 5 to get 15, or you can just add 0, so modulo 0. Leftover from division is 0. So I hope that you get this. Very, very simple stuff. So the next thing is the order of operations. So let's say that you have some kind of variable here, like var something, and we will get there with 2 plus 3 minus 10, multiply that with 5, divide that with 33. Who cares? So here you must apply your basic mathematical knowledge from primary basic school when you have learned about order of operations. So you probably know this. Division and multiplication do have priority over subtraction and addition. I will not go into there because I will assume that you know this from school. But this is a case when you have concrete numbers here. What will happen if you have some kind of mathematical engineering, electrotechnical formula like x plus epsilon times, I don't know, 1.54 like constant, and then you must divide that with t, and then you must subtract some q from that. Okay, so the best thing here is not to rely on a order of operations, because this is formula. Okay, so use brackets. Do not forget brackets. You probably have that in all serious formulas that you are working with. So it can be something like this. Okay, and then you will multiply that with that specific constant, and then you will t and q enclose in dedicated brackets, and that basically means that we need to have again starting and ending brackets. So you will get something like this at the end of the day. You will divide this thing up here with this thing down there. So that's pretty much it. So I don't know, as I said, what you're trying to do in your calculations, in your formula, but either use order of operations when you are doing with 2 plus 3 minus 10 and so on with the normal numbers, or when you are using formulas, definitely use brackets and respect that thing. Okay, I know that this is confusing because like 15 years ago, 2 decades ago, I was in a school when we have a lot of formulas. I was learning about machining and electrotechnic and all these things, and then after that I just went into another area of life, economic and management and trading and so on. So I remember how painful these things can be if you want to do it, but you don't know that order of basic operations, and you need to have really good basics in what you are doing. You cannot skip things. That's basically the thing about mathematical stuff. Now let's learn about mathematical shortcuts in programming. So there is a great chance that in other people's source code you will run into this kind of stuff: minus minus x and plus plus x. Now this thing here is totally same as x minus 1. So this is shorter way of writing it, and correspondingly this thing is the same thing as x plus 1. So higher up by 1 or lower the thing down by 1. Let me prove that using specific function test, let's say, and we will grab specific x, who cares, and we will use both of these approaches. Document.write, and here we will have x plus 1, and let's concatenate that with a little bit of break, and let's use it as a structure for this thing down there, where we will use plus plus x. Okay, so forget about this thing here. This is just for concatenation. Okay, forget about these things. We are just interested into this thing right here. So these mathematical things are same. This is longer way of writing x plus 1, and this is shorter way of writing these things. So let's test that. Function will be test, and we will pass to it 5 as parameter. And here the result will be 5 plus 1, 6, and then down there you will have a result of this thing plus plus x, which is also 6. So these things are same. See, there you go. Now same thing with minus. Okay, and now when you pass, let's say, 10 to it, the result will be 9, 9. 10 minus 1, 9, minus x, also 9. So don't even try to think about this thing mathematically. Think about this as a shortcut that will save you at least 2 spaces here when you are typing things, something like that. So if you think that you must be Alan Turing to be good into web development, you are wrong. If you decide right now to sit and dedicate 6 months or 1 year of your life to mathematical thing, you will probably acquire university level of mathematical knowledge, okay? But it's not matter of how smart or able you are, it is matter of decision. It is matter of time investment. Bottom line, do not stress yourself. If you need something from mathematical side of work, you can learn it, because these days we have very excellent tutorials on YouTube or websites dedicated to mathematical stuff. Do not stress yourself. You can learn these things when you need it, if you need it. If you invest your time, you can get there, okay? The question is, are you happy doing that stuff? If you are happy with mathematics, fine. If you are more happy with web development, fine. Okay, so in the next tutorial we are going to talk about if statements, and they are very fine and useful, not just into JavaScript but also in all other modern programming languages. So thank you for watching, see you there.